We start with 1 hour chart. We want to see how we can look for trade. Before I start the analysis, I just want to highlight those traders. They cannot get the notification from YouTube. They can join the Telegram or Twitter because I share all the links for the YouTube there. And beside that, they can look for latest update in the playlist. All right. Now, we want to see what's the next and how we can look for trade. If we refer to our analysis, we have been looking for the price to drop, and this is what we get because we mentioned we want to see the flat. Because after that, we mentioned if we get any reversal, we can look for buy. But as we can see, the price reversing, but the way it's reversing is really corrective. Mostly when we see this kind of the move, we can expect the price to drop. Anyway, we start with higher time frame. We want to see what we have based on daily chart. If we refer to the daily chart, right now we're looking at this correction. We want to see how deep this one can be, whether we can look for buy or not. Okay, in this case, we move to forward chart. And if we move to forward chart, the only thing is how deep this one can go. Because if we mention our analysis, we can look for this one as a bigger correction relative to this for one more drop. That means if we get one more drop, mostly we can look for reversal. It can give us better trade for long term. But how high it can go, right? This is the things we need to look for. And because if we refer to the lower time frame, we see we have a flat here. Now, whether this one can give us one move up with the breakout of this, or the price can drop from here. How we can look for trade. The only things I can highlight here, this one, if it continues a corrective, we can put this as a correction relative to this for one more drop. All right, in the bigger picture, this is the options we can see. This is how we can look at the chart. All right, it doesn't mean it have to happen. This is how we can look at the chart, but we want to see how we can look for trade based on lower time frame. In this case, we move to 1 hour chart. Now, before before we will look for trade, again, we want to see how we can look at the chart. The first things we have been putting these two in relative to each other. That means this move in relative to this. If we put our line here, because we have been looking for the flat, and this is what we get right now. We get the running flat, and we have been looking for the reversal, but the way is reversing is really corrective. Even this one is a running flat, still we can expect this one drop some more. And if what we see here is the way is moving is really corrective. Mostly when we see this kind of the move, we can expect the price to give us one more drop. And if the price drop, we can expect the price to drop to around 5.9. And even if the price drop to 5.9, we can look for flat. Any reversal from there, we can look for buy. Okay, that means if we will be looking for this, technically we can look for price to drop. But if the price drop, whether this is the one is going to retest the previous low, that means this is the only bigger correction, or this one can give us one more drop, and then from there the price can reverse. Okay, that's why we want to see whether the price can break this one or not. In this case, how we can look for trade? For me, the best option, I prefer I get one more drop, and then if I see there is a continuation, I just let it go. Then if I see any reversal from there, I will look for buy. This is how I'm going to look for buy. It doesn't mean the price cannot continue from here. Okay, this is the best option we're looking for. And if the price continue as a corrective, we are not going to go look for trade. It doesn't give us any trade setup for buy. The only options, if the price reverse from here, the only way we can look for trade, the first things, if we get the sharp move flag, we take the trade. And mostly, I don't think we can get a really good trade setup. That's why the best things is we wait for if we get one more drop. Okay, this is what, if we get one more drop, any reversal, this is what we're looking for. And even, again, I mentioned, it doesn't mean the price cannot reverse from here. And even if the price reverse here, from here, either flag, we take the trade or put our entry above here. Having entry above the stop, what we want the price break sharply and continue with the price tag. We see it's not moving within the 1 or maximum 2 hours, we take with the trade. Then having entry above here is really risky, depends on the traders. And in terms of the risk and reward, it doesn't give us any good trade setup. That means if the price reverse from here, if we get any trade within this, in terms of the risk and reward, doesn't give us any trade setup. The best thing is if we get one more drop before we look for buy. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.